Hello everyone, this is Javid here in very lovely restaurant in Houston Square, and what I want to talk about today is how to get a little wiser every day before you go to bed. Now this is actually a very simple process consisting of 3 steps. So I'll start with step number 1. Step number 1 is you take a pen and you take a notebook and you start writing every knowledge, every bit of information that you have acquired, the most important knowledge that you have acquired during that day on that particular time to your notebook. And the second part of this step consists of revising. You take your notebook every week, every month, and look through your previous notes that what you have acquired during that particular period of time. Revise it and try to remind yourself constantly. And step number 2 is summary. Summarizing the information, the knowledge that you have learned is very key part of acquiring a knowledge. So once you're finished with your notebook, you've wrote and there is no space left to write and you have to start a new notebook, obviously, you take your notebook and place it in a bookshelf where your most important books are, and make sure you go back to your previous notebook and revise that notebook. Every month I would recommend you do this process. The second part of this step is once you're starting writing the new notebook, make sure you summarize the information, the most important knowledge that you've written down to your previous notebook before you start actually a new notebook, a new part in your life of writing down the most important information that you are acquiring. And the last step, I would say the most important part of this process is actually applying the knowledge. It's simply because it's not about how much information you have, how much knowledge you have, or how smart are you. It's about how effectively you apply that information, because the knowledge, any information is useless if you don't apply it to your day-to-day life. A simple tip to effectively do this is every time you have the chance of applying your particular knowledge, you make sure you take that chance and do this. It's very useful because once you apply your knowledge, your brain creates a particular pattern which allows you to associate knowledge, learning process with application of the knowledge. And once you've done that, you go back to your notebook and tick on the part that you have wrote about that certain information, about that certain knowledge, and make sure you write to your notebook how effectively you have implemented this process, how effective you were in applying the knowledge, and constantly evaluate this process on what you can improve. For example, recently, 2 days ago actually, when I was coming back from work, in those days, like past couple of weeks, I've been reading a lot about public speaking. I've been trying to learn to acquire new skills in public speaking. So once I was coming back from work, I saw this poster of this King's Cross Public Speakers event that is happening in next half an hour. So I decided to attend this event because public speaking is a very interesting topic for me. I took the chance, I went to this event, and I had this particular chance to speak actually there, to present a topic. As a result, I took this chance and I was later on awarded as the best table speaker of King's Cross Public Speakers event, which was a very proud moment for me. And I immediately, right after, I took notes on how effective I was and what can I do to improve myself in future times. Another example could be that a few years ago I've been reading this book, The Power of Habit, which I lately made a video about it. I started to apply the knowledge that I've learned from this book. I started to wake up early, building new effective habits process. So and the most important lesson I took for myself was that try to do the hardest part of the work in the first part of the day. So for me now, it's been a year that I am constantly doing the hardest bit of my work, my tasks in the first part of the day, and until the midday I almost finished the most important task that I have to do. And I meditate every day since then, and I'm very consistent on going to the gym. So these are my takeouts from this lesson, and don't forget the 3-step process. The step number 1 is taking notes and revising those notes. Step number 2 is the ability to summarize the information that you've acquired, that you have learned, and lastly, the step number 3 is to apply that knowledge. And now, if you like my videos, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my video if you really like it, obviously, and comment below if you have any information, any ideas that you would change or you would like to share with us. And yeah, maybe if you have any suggestions on how to become wiser every day, what process do you take in this learning process, how to say, share your views with us. And thank you very much for watching it. Stay tuned for my next videos. Thanks.